Hello everyone. So in this video I'm going to show you guys how I've done this fringe on this scarf here. We're just going to attach it by a lark's head knot. So I'm going to estimate my fringe here is about, I don't know, what is that, 5 inches, 6 inches? So I like to do a quick and easy lark's head knot for the strands, and you will cut. You can do a solid color. I'm doing both colors of this scarf, sampler scarf. So feel free to do what exactly I did, or just make it a solid color to match the other end of the scarf. You can make it another color too, same color, whatever you want to do. Totally a lot of options here. So if I'm going to do a tail that is, let's say, 5 inches for the sake of making this easy math, you will cut a strand of the yarn that's about roughly 10 inches. I'm going for this kind of rustic feel on the bottom here, so I wasn't measuring it perfectly, so I can get some different variability here. I think it looks less I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It looks more handmade. Had to have some like imperfection in this, versus what I would do if you wanted to make this even is kind of pull this fairly taut here, and then use a rotary cutter and just roll straight across, so you can get a pretty even cut. So you wouldn't need to necessarily worry about the strand length, because it's very difficult to get this attached perfectly. So you're going to do this in pairs of 2. This is how the lark's head knot would form on here. It would look very chunky and stretchy if I did more than 2 strands at a time. So it ends up becoming 4 technically when you look at this piece here and then we attach it. It's 4 strands. You want to make enough groupings for each stitch roughly on this foundation chain. So this is the beginning of the sampler scarf here. So you can see how many stitches that you've done on the foundation chain to fit in each grouping. So you can count up roughly to get that many as you need. Again, cut 10 strands of each color like this. You will put the ends together, and then now it's folded in half, so it's roughly 5. And then all that you will do is do as many as you need of these groupings here for each stitch. You will then get your crochet hook, and then you insert into that foundation chain space. Get this loop on your hook here and then pull it through. Now we have it inserted there. And then you will take this loop, and then I like to just put my fingers through, grab that tail, and then pull it through. And then gently pull the knot here. You don't want to pull it so you stretch your foundation chain out too much. See how I'm stretching it right now? You can kind of hold this around it as you give a firm tug here. And it is really that simple. Then on the back, you will see the other side of the lark's head knot. Lark's head knot on this does have kind of a front and back. So I think technically this is probably what the back looks like. Should be called the back, but it looks a little bit nicer than what I call the front. The front creates these little bulbous points, but that's me being OCD with detail here. To the person's random eye of a scarf that you're wearing this, and you went up to them and talk to them, whatever, they're not going to stare at this, how it was joined necessarily. The average person does not. I am not an average person. So I keep in mind how things are constructed, and I try to think of like what's front, what's back. But it does show here that it looks, these tiny little pieces here make almost like it's one line. So roughly looking attached. Where on the this other side, you have these little bubble pieces of the lark's head knot. So I'm going to do this a couple more times just to show. So, and if you ever feel like you've done it and you don't like it, it is so easy just to use your fingernails here and grab this part here and pull it to undo it. It's really easy. So let's do this again. You'll have your big strand here. I kind of cut it a little uneven to give it some, like I said, some rustic looking. So they're off. See, they're not at the same length, but I did that intentionally. So you fold that in half roughly. Get your crochet hook here. Go into that foundation chain space. Grab that loop of strands, both strands, and then you will, oops. There we go. Got to give it a twisting motion. And then get your fingers through here. Grab that tail, pull it through. You'll start to, like I mentioned, pull on this, kind of tighten it. Don't pull it too tight. Don't want to overstretch it here. Make sure it's fairly even all here. Look on the back. You can just see how your handy dandy work did. I have one more I want to do here. And this one is probably right there. Get a little bundle here. Bundle of strands. Kind of look and see. Go into that loop. Pull it through. Ta-da. There we go. Give it a little tuggy tug. Okay. Like I mentioned before, you do this, and you're like, oh, I kind of don't like how this looks. You can just easily go back in there and just pull on this. Actually, let me just demonstrate. As you pull on this, you can undo your strand. Whoop. Reversed. Now go back and redo it. And if you're not sure how much fringe to put on, the length, do more than what you want. Ideally, because you can always cut it. If you did all this work and you're like, oh shoot, I want it to be longer, well, guess what? You can't. You have to just take it all out and redo it. So if I have it this long and I'm like, this looks a little too long, I might want to take it up an inch. You can easily just cut through it. Also, see how I've done this kind of like rustic, and I'm looking at it and whoops, let's make this even and see if I have an outlier. I kind of have an outlier right here, and I don't like that. So you can just easily go in here and just go whoop, and take out a little pieces that you think are just sticking out too long. Yeah, maybe this one sticks out a little too long. Take a little piece off. Again, this is me being OCD. There we go. There's our fringe. You can also do tassels, mini tassels, if you're feeling like that. I will try to do a video. Well, I should do a video of how to do pom-poms and tassels. So that will be forthcoming. Extra videos. I probably won't show it in the class, but I'll make a video of it. So those that are watching, you have an inside thing now to be patient and wait for a pom-pom tassel video, probably in the next couple weeks. Maybe even this weekend. It's a 4-day weekend for me. So I feel extra motivated to do things and make little videos. So I'll see everyone in class, and have a good one.